Right, that sentiment has been expressed before now on this platform, so I hope people are listening. I would like to go now, turn the tack somewhat to I mentioned diabetes.
Right.
Now the reason why Wahu as opposed to anybody else at this point in time is that in the recent past we've read that you've been nominated to be an ambassador in a campaign called Embrace Africa against diabetes. Now again, for those who didn't read the articles, why the linkages with you with diabetes? Might you as an individual have diabetes and that's why you're the spokesperson?
I don't have diabetes, but I have experienced diabetes very personally in that my mother has had diabetes for like 20 years now. My auntie, who I really loved, passed away because of complications related to diabetes, and my grandmother as well. Yeah, so I have been exposed to this disease. I have known it from when I was a child, with my shosho coming to live with us, and I can see how hard it is. I can see now my own mother, I look at how she has to live with it and how much effort it takes to just, keep your head above the water. So when we talked about it initially, I just said, you know what, this is important for me to do.
Right, so you are going to be the front person for this campaign. Now, do forgive me if my questions seem brutal, but I'm basically saying that for somebody who doesn't have diabetes as for now, presuming that I don't, there's a lot of lack of knowledge out there. So you mentioned that these nearest and dearest had diabetes. Did they catch it because it was genetic, or did they catch it because, quote unquote, they'd done something wrong? And if so, what did they do wrong?
Okay. First of all, there are two main ways that you can get diabetes. First of all, it can be genetic in your family, as it is in our family, and also it can be based on your lifestyle. If you don't eat well, if you don't work out, those are two main ways, or a combination of both, which is now really bad. Right,
well, I'll cut you off there because I've been doing my researches as well, and apparently your campaign is founded on 4 pillars, and they're the 4 C's that are going to guide this campaign. And the 3-year campaign seeks to reach 5 million families by 2018 across the continent. So, which means that a lot of people are dying of diabetes.
A lot of people are.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, here are the 4 C's. It says, check your blood sugar. Now, what does that mean?
That means that you have to be aware of how much your glucose levels in your body. You see, diabetes, we all know it has something to do with sugar.
Right.
But we're not sure exactly what. It's a lot of sugar in the body. But you have to know how much sugar, what your glucose levels are in your body. Are
you suggesting to people that, okay, once every month I might go to withdraw some money from the bank? How often am I checking my blood sugar? And with what? With a machine?
Yeah. You see, now those are the things that we want. That's why we are doing this campaign.
Right.
Because we don't have enough facilities where people can go and check their blood sugar. Yeah, we don't have enough public hospitals where people can do it, because if you look at it, yeah, generally it's not a cheap thing to do. Yeah, you need places and people who can offer these services. You need hospitals to come on board, and that's why we are highlighting this as an issue, because we need to partner with people who can just provide those, especially in the rural areas.
Right. So it would be possible to go to some kind of clinic,
exactly,
and somebody has a procedure which gives you a reading about your blood sugar.
Yes.
Right. Now we want to control our glucose levels. What is that? That's jargon speak for what?
This basically means that you have, don't overdo how much sugar you're taking. And sugar is not necessarily sugar in your tea. Yeah, people normally say, okay, reduce how much. That's important. But sugar means glucose, how much glucose is in your body. Glucose comes from the starches that you eat, right? So you have to just make sure that you're eating, you're not overdoing it, right? You're just giving yourself enough.
You know something, Wahu. When I was a lad running up and down, and we're having all these track and field events, people from the rival schools who ran 100 meters faster than we did always did so, because I guess it was a kind of the doping of the day. They took glucose before they ran, and this made them run faster. So, a good thing.
At that point, when you're running, because you need the energy, yeah? Right. But you don't take the glucose every morning, every second of the day, Right. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Consume healthy food. Now, surely you're not the first person to tell people to eat healthily.
And I will not be the last person to say that.
What is the unhealthy eating that's going to give a high risk of diabetes? Listening to you now, if I eliminate sugar in all its forms from my diet, I won't have diabetes, in much the same way that if I don't take salt, I won't have high blood pressure.
Exactly.
Is that equation sound?
It's more or less this what we're talking about. Don't overdo it.
Right.
Yeah, just don't overdo it.
Well, the thing is, I still engage you on the habits of the rural areas. Maybe the diet is already semi-okay, in the sense that the sugar levels are not there. We're eating vegetables, we're eating beans, we're eating ugali, we're eating sukuma wiki. This is not the fare of the elite, of the bourgeoisie, of those with the money, where everything on the rack at the supermarkets is 100,000% full of sugar. Now, in Western societies, there are at least warnings. Here we don't have those warnings.
We don't have those warnings. We just and you're absolutely right. Yes. The sugar, actually, statistics show that more people in urban areas are predisposed or have diabetes than in the rural areas because of exactly that.
Right.
Here we are on fast foods and that sort of thing, and nobody is telling you, by the way, what you're eating may taste nice, but may in the long run cause A, B, C, D.
Right. Time is not on our side. I'm going to alert you to the last C, which is take care of yourself. Exercise.
Exactly.
Again, it seems to me that the takeaway from all this is that if you eat healthily and do some exercise, you'll gain benefits beyond eluding diabetes. Any number of diseases are linked to these preoccupations, wouldn't you say?
Exactly, I absolutely agree with you. And it's really, I think, like, exercising does not have to mean join a gym.
Right.
It can be, don't take the lift, use the stairs. Yeah. You don't have to use you don't have to use a matatu or a car. If you can walk there, walk there. Yeah. Just give yourself some form of exercise in your daily routine.
Right. Okay. So we're now one last takeaway on the subject of diabetes, because our time is up.
Oh no.
If there is one thing, because I've been listening to you, and I've been saying we should do these things anyway. In your campaign, you've been asked to do something. What have you been asked to do? To tell everybody what you've just told me? What's the plan?
I think the thing is that it's diabetes has not been highlighted because, and if you look at it, most of the diseases that people talk about are the communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases, people don't talk about them, yet they are just as weighty.
Right, the silent killers.
Exactly. Right now we have 2 million Kenyans right now who have diabetes, half of whom are not aware that they have diabetes.
Right.
This is not only a silent killer, it's an expensive disease to handle. If you look at what a person with diabetes spends in 1 year just maintaining themselves. Some statistics were showing that it can go up to 3,000 euros per person per year. It's an expensive disease. We are a third world country.
Right.
We cannot afford it.
So that's about like 300,000 shillings, because it's 100 shillings to a euro.
Yes.
So we'll think about that. As I said, time won't allow. We will acknowledge your time by playing out with your latest single by the title For You.
Yes.
But in the meantime, it remains for me to thank you very much for coming on the
Thanks,
JSL.
JSL. It's been a pleasure.